Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English Speaking Nerds channel. We are absolutely thrilled to have you here with us today. I'm your host, Maya.
And I'm John. This is the place where we teach you authentic, natural English. Not the stiff, formal language from textbooks, but the warm, expressive words that real people use when they're dining out and connecting over meals.
Exactly. And if you want to confidently navigate any restaurant situation like a native English speaker, we need your support right now. Please hit that like button and subscribe to English Speaking Nerds. Your subscription means the world to us and helps us create more content that truly transforms your English skills.
We genuinely appreciate each and every one of you. We love seeing your comments and learning about your restaurant experiences from around the world. Now, today, we're diving into something really special, a topic that touches everyone, but that many English learners struggle with. We're talking about how to speak English in restaurants.
How to talk in a restaurant. This is such a valuable skill because eating out is more than just getting food. It's a social experience, a cultural moment, a time when you interact with servers, make decisions, express preferences, and sometimes even handle problems. Being able to navigate restaurant conversations in English helps you feel confident, avoid embarrassing mistakes, and enjoy your dining experience to the fullest.
Absolutely. And here's something crucial, and please stay with us because we're going to reveal this later in the video. There's one phrase that English learners use in restaurants that actually sounds rude to native speakers, even though learners think they're being polite. We'll show you exactly what that phrase is and what you should say instead.
And that's just the beginning of what you'll learn today. We're going to cover how to make reservations, how to order food like a native speaker, how to ask questions about the menu, how to handle special requests and dietary restrictions, how to communicate with your server naturally, how to complain politely when something's wrong, how to ask for the bill, and so much more. Plus, we have a secret technique at the end that native speakers use to make great impressions at restaurants.
So let's jump right in. Maya, why is it important to know how to speak English in restaurants?
Oh, such a great question. Restaurant English is important because it's one of the most common real-world situations where you'll use English, whether you're traveling, living abroad, or entertaining international guests. Dining out is a universal experience. When you can communicate confidently in restaurants, you reduce anxiety, get exactly what you want, and can focus on enjoying the experience rather than worrying about language barriers.
Absolutely. And there's something I call situational fluency that everyone needs.
Situational fluency. Tell everyone what that means.
Situational fluency is having the right vocabulary and phrases for specific situations. Restaurant conversations follow predictable patterns, making reservations, being seated, ordering, asking questions, paying the bill, and so on. Once you learn these patterns, you can handle any restaurant with confidence. It's not about knowing every food word in English, it's about knowing the key phrases that work in 95% of dining situations.
Perfect explanation. And restaurant interactions involve what I call service dialogue.
Service dialogue. What does that mean?
Service dialogue is the specific way you communicate with service workers like waiters, hosts, and bartenders. It's more polite and formal than casual conversation, but not as stiff as business English. You use phrases like, could I please, would it be possible, and I'd like, rather than direct commands. Understanding this register helps you sound polite and respectful, which often leads to better service.
Excellent. In ordering food follows what I call the preference explanation pattern.
The preference explanation pattern. That sounds interesting.
The preference explanation pattern is how you communicate what you want and why. Instead of just saying chicken, you say, I'll have the grilled chicken, please, or I'd like the chicken, but could I get it without the sauce? You state your choice clearly and add any modifications or preferences. This pattern prevents misunderstandings and helps you get exactly what you want.
Wonderful. And many English learners face what I call the menu confusion challenge.
The Menu Confusion Challenge. Explain that.
The menu confusion challenge is when you see unfamiliar words on a menu and don't know how to ask about them without feeling embarrassed. Words like seared, braised, reduction, aioli, or au gratin might be mysterious. The key is knowing how to ask naturally. What's in this dish? Or how is this prepared? Or what does braised mean? Servers expect these questions and are happy to help.
That's so important. And remember that rude phrase we mentioned? Here it is. Many learners say, I want when ordering, which sounds demanding and impolite in English. Native speakers almost never say, I want the steak at a restaurant. It sounds like a child or someone being bossy. Instead, we say, I'd like the steak, please, or I'll have the steak, please, or could I get the steak, please? This small difference completely changes how polite you sound.
Perfect clarification. Now let's talk about making reservations. What are the key phrases for booking a table?
When calling to make a reservation, you can say, I'd like to make a reservation for tonight. Do you have any tables available for Saturday at 7 p.m.? I'd like to book a table for 4 people. Is it possible to reserve a table for tomorrow evening? Could I make a reservation for 6 o'clock? The key is being clear about the number of people, the date, and the time.
Can you give a complete example conversation?
Sure. Hello, I'd like to make a reservation for this Friday. Certainly. What time were you thinking? Around 7:30 if possible. For how many people? 4 people. Perfect. I have a table for 4 available at 7:30 this Friday. May I have your name? Yes, it's John Smith. Great, Mr. Smith, we have you down for 4 people at 7:30 this Friday. We'll see you then. Thank you very much.
That flows perfectly. What if you need to specify special requirements when making a reservation?
You can add, could we get a table by the window? Do you have a quiet table available? We'd prefer a booth if possible. Is there outdoor seating? We'll need a high chair for a baby. We'd like a table away from the kitchen if that's okay. It's fine to make these requests. Just add if possible or if that's okay to sound polite.
Excellent. Now let's talk about arriving at the restaurant. What do you say when you first walk in?
When you arrive, you'll typically speak with a host or hostess. If you have a reservation, hi, we have a reservation under Smith for 7:30, table for 4 under John. We have a booking for 2 at 8 o'clock. If you don't have a reservation, table for 2, please. Do you have a table for 4 available? How long is the wait for a table for 3?
What about handling wait times?
If there's a wait, you might hear, it'll be about 20 minutes, or we can seat you in about half an hour. You can respond, that's fine, we'll wait. We can come back in 20 minutes. Is there a bar where we can wait? You can also ask, could you text me when the table is ready? Many restaurants now offer this service.
Perfect. Now, once you're seated, what's the typical interaction with your server?
Your server will greet you and might say, Hi, I'm Sarah, and I'll be taking care of you tonight. Or, Welcome, can I start you off with something to drink? You can respond, Hi, could we get a few minutes to look at the menu? Or, I'd love some water to start, please. Or, could I see the wine list? It's okay to ask for time before ordering.
How do you ask for recommendations from your server?
Great question. You can say, What do you recommend? What's good here? What's your most popular dish? Do you have any specials today? What's your favorite thing on the menu? If you were eating here, what would you order? Servers often have great suggestions, especially about daily specials or signature dishes.
Wonderful. Now let's talk about understanding the menu. How do you ask about unfamiliar items?
You can ask, What's in the Caesar salad? How is the salmon prepared? What does pan-seared mean? Is this dish spicy? What comes with the pasta? Can you describe this dish? What's the difference between these 2 items? Never feel embarrassed to ask. Servers expect these questions.
What about asking about portion sizes?
Good point. You can ask, How big is the portion? Is this a large serving? Would this be enough for 2 people to share? Are the appetizers big enough to share? Is the pasta dish a full meal or a side? This helps you order the right amount of food.
Now let's discuss dietary restrictions and allergies. How do you communicate these clearly?
This is crucial. You can say, I have a severe peanut allergy. Does this dish contain any nuts? I'm allergic to shellfish. I'm vegetarian. Do you have vegetarian options? I'm vegan. I'm gluten-free. Can this be made without bread? I can't eat dairy. I'm lactose intolerant. Do you have any dishes without meat?
How do you make sure the kitchen understands the severity?
For serious allergies, be very clear. I have a severe peanut allergy. Is this dish safe for me? My allergy is life-threatening. Can you please check with the kitchen? I need to make sure there's absolutely no shellfish in this dish. Don't be shy about this. Your health is important, and good restaurants take allergies very seriously.
Excellent advice. Now let's talk about ordering. What's the natural flow of ordering?
Typically, servers ask about drinks first. Can I start you with something to drink? Then appetizers. Would you like to start with an appetizer? Then main courses. Are you ready to order? Or what can I get for you? You respond, I'll start with water, please. Then, for my appetizer, I'd like the soup. Then, for my main course, I'll have the chicken, please.
What if you're not ready to order yet?
Just say, could we have a few more minutes? We're still deciding. We need another minute, please. Can you come back in a few minutes? This is completely normal, and servers expect it. Never feel rushed.
How do you order with modifications or substitutions?
This is where it gets specific. You can say, could I get the burger without onions? Can I substitute fries for a salad? Is it possible to get the dressing on the side? Could the sauce come separately? Can this be made without cheese? I'd like the steak, but well done instead of medium. Could I get extra vegetables instead of rice?
Can you give a detailed ordering example?
Of course. I'll have the grilled salmon, please. Could that be cooked medium instead of well done? And instead of the mashed potatoes, could I get steamed vegetables? Also, could the sauce come on the side? Oh, and no butter on anything, please. This is detailed but totally normal. Good restaurants accommodate these requests.
And what about sharing food? How do you communicate that?
You can say, we'd like to share the pasta. Could we get 2 plates? Can we get an extra plate for sharing? Could you split this appetizer onto 2 plates in the kitchen? We're planning to share everything family style. Would it be possible to get this dish split in half?
Perfect. Now let's discuss timing. How do you manage when food arrives?
If everything arrives at once, but you wanted courses, you can say, actually, could we have the appetizers first, then the main courses? If food arrives, but something is missing, I think we're still waiting on the Caesar salad. If you're not finished, but plates are being cleared, I'm still working on this, or I'm not quite done yet.
What about checking on dietary restrictions when food arrives?
If you have allergies, you can double check, just to confirm this doesn't have any nuts, right? This is the dairy-free option, correct? It's better to ask than to risk it. Servers understand and appreciate you confirming.
Now let's discuss problems. How do you handle issues politely?
This is important. For wrong orders, I'm sorry, but I ordered the chicken, not the fish. Excuse me, this isn't what I ordered. I think there might be a mistake. I asked for no onions. For food quality, I'm sorry to mention this, but my steak is overcooked. I ordered medium rare. This soup is a bit cold. Could it be reheated? My salad has dressing, but I asked for it on the side.
How do you stay polite when complaining?
Always start with, I'm sorry, or excuse me to soften it. Say, I hate to complain, but, or, I don't mean to be difficult, but, or, would it be possible to... Never blame the server personally. Say, this isn't cooked right, not you brought me the wrong thing. The server is your ally in fixing the problem.
What if the problem is more serious, like finding something in your food?
Stay calm and say, excuse me, there's something in my food. Or, I'm sorry, but I found a hair in this dish. A good restaurant will immediately apologize, take it away, and offer a replacement or remove it from your bill. You can say, I'd rather not have a replacement, thank you, if you've lost your appetite.
Good to know. Now let's discuss drinks. How do you order beverages?
For water, could I have some water, please? Just tap water is fine. Could I get sparkling water? For soft drinks, I'll have a Coke. Could I get a lemonade? For alcohol, I'd like a glass of red wine. Could I see the beer menu? I'll have a margarita. What beers do you have on tap?
What about asking about wine?
You can say, what wines would pair well with the fish? Do you have any recommendations for a red wine? Could I see the wine list? What's a good wine in the $30 range? Do you serve wine by the glass? Many servers or sommeliers can give excellent recommendations.
How do you ask for refills?
For water, could I get a refill, please? More water would be great. For drinks, could I get another Coke? I'd love another glass of wine. In the US, most soft drinks include free refills, but not everywhere, so it doesn't hurt to ask, are refills free?
Perfect. Now let's talk about during the meal. How do you interact with servers while eating?
Servers typically check in by asking, "How is everything?" or "How's your meal?" You can respond, "Everything's delicious, thank you. It's wonderful, really good." If there's a problem, "Actually, my steak is a bit overcooked." If you need something, "Could I get some extra napkins? May I have some more bread?"
What about flagging down a server if they're busy?
If you need something, you can make eye contact and raise your hand slightly. Say, "Excuse me," politely when they pass by. Wait for them to check on your table. Don't snap your fingers or yell. This is considered very rude. In some countries, people say waiter, but in the US, this sounds abrupt. Just "excuse me" is perfect.
Excellent tip. Now let's discuss dessert. How do you handle the dessert phase?
When your server asks, "Would you like to see the dessert menu?" or "Any room for dessert?" you can say, "Yes, we'd love to see the dessert menu. What desserts do you have? What do you recommend? We're too full for dessert, but thank you. Could we just get coffee?"
What if you want to share dessert?
You can say, "Could we share the chocolate cake with 2 forks? We'd like to split the cheesecake. Can we get one dessert with 2 plates?" This is very common, and restaurants are happy to accommodate.
Now let's talk about the bill. How do you ask for the check?
You can say, "Could we get the check, please?" "Check, please. Could you bring us the bill?" We're ready for the check when you have a moment. In British English, they say bill instead of check, but both are understood. Some places bring it automatically, others wait for you to ask.
What about splitting the bill?
Before the check arrives, tell your server, "We'd like separate checks, please. Could we split this evenly between 4 people? Could you put this on 2 cards? Can we split the bill?" If you didn't mention it earlier, is it possible to split this? Most restaurants can accommodate this.
How do you handle the payment process?
In the US, the server brings the check to your table. You can put your credit card in the check holder, hand them your card and say, "Whenever you're ready," pay with cash and say, "No change needed," if you don't need change. They'll take your card, process it, and bring back a receipt for you to sign and add a tip.
Let's talk about tipping. How much should you tip?
In the US and Canada, standard tipping is 15 to 20% of the bill before tax. For good service, 18 to 20%. For adequate service, 15%. For excellent service, 20% plus. For poor service, you can tip less, but consider whether it was really the server's fault. Tipping is expected, and servers depend on tips for their income. Other countries have different customs. Some include service charges, others don't expect tips.
How do you calculate the tip quickly?
Easy method, take your bill, move the decimal point 1 left, that's 10%, then double it, that's 20%. For example, $50 bill, 10% equals $5, so 20% equals $10. For 15%, take 10% and add half of that, or just use your phone calculator. Many people now use payment machines that calculate tip percentages automatically.
What about service charges on the bill?
Always check your bill. Some restaurants add an automatic gratuity or tip of 18 to 20%, especially for large groups. If you see gratuity or service charge on your bill, that's the tip already included. You don't need to tip again unless you want to add extra for exceptional service. Just look for these words on your receipt.
Perfect. Now let's talk about special situations. How do you handle business dinners?
For business dinners, arrive on time. Let the host order first if someone is hosting. Don't order the most expensive item on the menu unless encouraged.
Avoid messy foods like spaghetti or ribs. Keep the conversation professional but warm. If you're hosting, you typically pay. You might say, "Please order whatever you'd like. It's my treat."
What about dining with dietary restrictions at someone else's invitation?
If invited to dinner, it's polite to mention restrictions early. "Just so you know, I'm vegetarian. I'll find something on the menu." Or, "I have a shellfish allergy, so I'll avoid those items." This prevents awkwardness later. Most hosts appreciate the heads up.
What about surprise occasions, like when they bring out a birthday cake?
For birthdays, anniversaries, or celebrations, you can tell your server in advance, "It's her birthday. Could you bring out the dessert with a candle?" Or, "We're celebrating an anniversary." Many restaurants offer special touches like singing or a dessert plate with "Happy Birthday" written in chocolate.
What about restaurants with special formats like buffets?
For buffets, ask, "How does this work?" if you're unsure. Ask, "Is this all you can eat?" to confirm the pricing. Take reasonable portions, you can always go back. Return your used plate and get a clean one for each trip. For family-style restaurants, these serve dishes for the table to share, so coordinate with your group on what to order.
Excellent. Now let's reveal the special technique we promised. This is how native speakers make great impressions at restaurants. What is it, John?
It's called the grateful engagement technique. Instead of just giving one-word answers or minimal interaction, you engage warmly with your server, show appreciation, and create a positive connection. This makes the experience better for both you and the server, often results in better service, and helps you practice English in a real, meaningful way.
How do you apply this technique?
You add genuine warmth and appreciation to standard phrases. Instead of just "water, please," you say, "Could I get some water? Thank you so much." Instead of "the chicken," you say, "I'll have the chicken. It sounds delicious." When the server asks, "How is everything?" instead of just "good," you say, "Everything's wonderful. This salmon is perfectly cooked." You remember to say please and thank you, make eye contact, and smile. These small touches make you memorable in a good way.
Can you demonstrate the difference between basic and engaged interaction?
Sure, basic interaction, table for two, water, the steak, check. That's functional but cold. Engaged interaction, "Hi, table for two, please. Could I start with some water? Thank you. I'll have the steak, medium rare, please. That comes with vegetables, right? Perfect. This has been wonderful. Could we get the check when you have a moment? Thank you so much." See how the second version is warmer, more detailed, and more appreciative? It creates a completely different atmosphere.
What specific phrases show this grateful engagement?
Key phrases include, "Thank you so much. This is delicious. We're really enjoying everything. You've been so helpful. We appreciate the recommendation. This was wonderful. Thank you. Could you thank the chef for us?" These phrases take minimal effort but show genuine appreciation. Servers really notice and remember guests who are kind and appreciative.
Why is this technique so effective?
It works because it transforms a transaction into a human interaction. Servers are people doing a job, often a challenging one. When you treat them with warmth and respect, they respond positively. You get better service, better recommendations, sometimes even special treatment. Plus, it makes you feel good too. And for language learners, it gives you natural practice speaking English in a supportive environment.
That's beautiful. Now let's talk about cultural differences in restaurant customs. What should learners know?
Restaurant customs vary hugely by country. In the US, servers are friendly and check on you frequently. Tipping is expected. Free water is standard. Doggy bags, taking leftovers home, are normal. In other countries, service might be less frequent. You have to call the server. Tipping might be included or unnecessary. Water might cost money. Taking food home might be unusual. When traveling, research local customs.
How should learners handle uncertainty about customs?
When in doubt, observe others or ask. You can say, "I'm not from here. How does tipping work at this restaurant? Should I wait to be seated or seat myself? Is it okay to share dishes here?" Most people are happy to help, and asking shows cultural awareness, which is respected.
What about language barriers at restaurants?
If you're struggling with English, you can point to items on the menu, ask,
Do you have a picture menu? Use translation apps if needed. Say, "My English isn't perfect. Could you please speak slowly?" Keep it simple with phrases like, "This one, please." Most servers are patient and helpful, especially in tourist areas. Don't let language fear stop you from enjoying restaurants.
Excellent advice. Now let's discuss fast casual dining versus fine dining. How do the interactions differ?
Fast casual, like cafes or counter service. You often order at the counter. You might bus your own table, clear your dishes. Tipping might be less, 10 to 15%, or just a tip jar. Interactions are quicker and more informal. You might say, "I'll have a turkey sandwich to go, please." Fine dining, more formal service, multiple courses with specific timing, more elaborate menu descriptions, higher tipping expectations, 20% plus, more interaction with servers about wine pairings, preparations, etc. You might say, "Could you please describe the tasting menu?" Both are valid experiences, just different levels of formality.
How do you handle confusion between American and British English in restaurants?
Great question. Key differences: US, check, server, appetizer, entree, main course, to go. British, bill, waiter, starter, main course, takeaway. Both are understood in most places, but if you're in the UK and ask for the check, they'll know you mean the bill. The most important thing is that you're understood, not which version you use.
Perfect. Now, let me ask you personally, John, what's your approach to restaurant conversations?
Thanks for asking, Maya. I've learned that the key is confidence mixed with politeness. I used to overthink every interaction, worrying about saying the perfect thing. Now I focus on being clear, polite, and friendly. I ask questions when I don't understand something, I'm specific about what I want, and I always express appreciation. I found that 90% of restaurant interactions follow the same patterns, so once you learn those basic exchanges, you can relax and enjoy the experience. The best part about restaurant English is that servers want to help you. Their goal is to make sure you enjoy your meal, so they're on your side. What about you, Maya?
I love that perspective, John. For me, restaurant conversations were intimidating at first because of the speed and the social pressure. But I realized that mistakes are okay. If I mispronounce something on the menu, the server either knows what I mean or they politely ask me to clarify. I've learned to embrace the phrase, "Could you explain that?" because there's no shame in not knowing every culinary term. Now, I actually enjoy restaurant interactions as practice opportunities. I challenge myself to have one extended conversation each time, maybe asking for recommendations or chatting about how a dish is prepared. It's helped my English improve tremendously, and I've discovered amazing foods I never would have tried. The key is remembering that everyone eating at restaurants has questions, makes changes to orders, and sometimes has issues with their food. It's completely normal, and knowing how to communicate about these things in English just makes the whole experience more enjoyable.
That's wonderfully said. And notice how we both used many of the phrases and techniques we taught today, expressing preferences, asking for clarification, showing appreciation, and engaging in service dialogue naturally.
Exactly. Now we want to hear from you. Tell us in the comments, what's your biggest challenge when speaking English in restaurants? Have you had any funny or embarrassing restaurant moments? What questions do you still have about restaurant English? Share your experiences with our community.
This is a wonderful space to practice and learn from each other. Whether you're confident ordering in English or still nervous about it, we want to hear your story. And if you have specific questions about restaurant scenarios, ask us in the comments and we'll answer.
And if this video helped you feel more confident about speaking English in restaurants, please give us a thumbs up. It truly helps us know that this content is valuable to you and encourages us to make more videos like this.
Please share this video with anyone learning English who wants to feel more confident dining out, or anyone who's planning to travel to English-speaking countries and wants to prepare.
Subscribe to English Speaking Nerds if you haven't already, and turn on notifications so you never miss our weekly lessons. We're here to help you communicate naturally and confidently in English in every real-life situation.
Until next time, stay nerdy, stay curious, and remember that every meal is an opportunity to practice your English and connect with people through the universal language of food.
Thank you for being part of our learning community.
Keep learning, keep practicing, and keep trying new restaurants.
We can't wait to read about your restaurant experiences in the comments.
See you in the next episode.
Bon appetit! Bye!
Enjoy your meals, everyone.